Hey, y'all okay?
Yeah, we good. We live. We live.
Okay, cool.
W-
Because I know Twisted
welcome.
not gonna be on.
Yeah. Welcome
Okay.
everybody to the most anticipated pregame show on the entire planet on YouTube, Twitch, stream, whatever platform you may be on. Tune in to us because there's nobody nowhere that brings it with the way the heavy hitters do it, the way the two kings here do it. As you notice right now, Twisted, Jumpman T is not with us today. He's a little under the weather. Whatever you may believe in higher power like that, send your prayers up. Tell him to get well soon on his different platforms. And we about to go into it, man. But to my immediate right, we have from BK, Brooklyn, New York. We have the middle linebacker calling the calls. We have Rich BK. Talk to him, man.
What up, everybody? What's going on? We here to stay. You already know that. Wake that ass up. We here. Let's talk Falcons football. Let's talk all types of football, all the sports. What's going on? And let's get to it, man.
Yeah. So if being the fact that Twisted's not here, then instead of a twisted take, I'm gonna try to be as much as twisted as I can. But it's gonna be like a moment with Magnus, and we're gonna do a roll call right now. Jarvis Williams, I see you, man. You just got up in here, man. Good morning, brother. Gridiron Yuki, yo, what's good? Jonte Rozier, good morning. Tab Sports Game, and every weekend this guy is in here, man, bringing the heat. I appreciate you, bro. What we're gonna do right now is it's it's about that time, man. We at the quarter pole right now, and I'm gonna let y'all know what's happening right now. Key injuries coming into this game. Eric Harris, he's doubtful. I mean, he made the trip, but he's getting worked on. And for those of y'all that seen the Washington football team, versus the Falcons last week, you may or may not want Eric Harris in there. After those 3 or 4 picks that he dropped, I don't, I don't know if y'all want him in there. You know what I'm saying? We got Avery Williams. He's out. I don't think he made the trip. Calvin Ridley, Slides not out apparently for personal reasons. Let's just keep it at that because we don't know what it is. It could be something big, it could be something small. We're going to talk about Ridley the player and not Ridley the personal. The Ridley the person during our show today. So we're going to get on Ridley, but we ain't going to talk about his personal problems. That's on him, between him and his family.
Mm-hmm.
But let's just be respectful of that. But he's out. He didn't make the trip. Russell Gage is out. Lord have mercy. And Marlon Davidson is out. But Marlon Davidson is out. But what we got a big body guy coming in. We got Mike Pennell, all 330 pounds of him coming in to play, some down lineman behind Jonathan Bullard. He's going to be a rotational piece, but he's going to help us, against the run. But we got somebody from the Bronx. Oh, Jarvis Williams.
Yeah, they shouted us out, right?
Yeah. What's good, man? I appreciate that.
Mm-hmm.
All the way from the Bronx. I like that, man. Yo, Twisted, you got something to say about these injuries, man? I mean, I would say Twisted. Rich, you got something to say about these injuries?
No, you good. Yeah, man. So I think Avery Williams, I know he's listed as doubtful right now. I think that would hurt us big time with that. I'm not too sure who's the backup punt returner, if it's not Alameda or somebody, but I would want to see Avery out there. And being that he had some reps once Isaiah was out, he was the backup nickel for Isaiah. So I think that will hurt us a little bit because he's a great football player and he has a big impact on the special teams. At the end of the day, it's losing a starter. You don't want to lose your starter. So like Eric Harris, he has probably a calf strain, and that's not a muscle you don't really want to play with, being that he's planning off that foot and stuff. You definitely don't want to get a cramp on your calf. I had that before, and it doesn't really feel well. As long as he rolls out well, get a nice hot tub before the game, loose those muscles up, before the game, we'll see how that plays out. But at the end of the day, we got to play with what we got, right? We playing the Jets, and we in London and early in the morning. So if y'all ain't up now for this show at 11 o'clock, 11:15 when we started, y'all better get up early tomorrow because we live at 9:30. So
yeah, you gonna wake up at 11. It's gonna be like the third quarter,
right.
So we letting y'all know it's it's 9:30 Eastern time. We do have fans that's on Pacific time that be in the show, so it's 6:30 your time. So you definitely got to set your alarm for that. All right, like straight up 9:30 on the East Coast, 6:30 on the West. I don't know what time is the actual kickoff, but your TV needs to be on at 9:30 in the morning or 6:30 Pacific time. You have no excuse. All right, like you've heard it here first. It's all over the place. Don't stay up too late. Watching a Tyson Fury Deontay Wilder fight. Okay, just don't stay for the post game. It's like watch the knockout, and that's about it. Yeah, I'm letting you know. That's my little prediction right there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So Jarvis Williams said that he's in Missouri. He has to be up at 7:30. So he gets it. That's somebody that's prepared. I appreciate that, man. So what we about to do, we're gonna go into the first one. This is the inaugural section, first time. We got this that's similar to Say It With Your Chest, but this is definitely for the two hosts or the three hosts, when he comes on. It's called You Mad, Bro. And if you recognize, that saying, it's definitely from Richard Sherman, and it has a lot to do with a lot of things that he said to Tom Brady. And yeah, there's a lot of fans at the quarter pole. We're 1-3, and I'm one person that's very positive. I like, I bleed red and black, but there's some opportunities to be upset now, and this is an opportunity to say, you know what, we could be pissed off right now. Okay, it's time to get pissed, right? Because I said last week, Tyler Heineke is going to throw us a couple. He's going to throw us a couple of picks. It's just up for us to catch it. Rich, how many did you count? How many did you count interceptions that we dropped?
At least 4. At least 3 to 4. And I'm counting pass deflections too. Like that touchdown with Eric Harris right there, like he was an inch away. Like he just mistimed the ball. All he had to do was look for the ball. He might have panicked a little bit, but still,
like, the McLaurin touchdown catch with
right. Yeah, he was like a second late or something, but still, like,
he didn't even
found
turn
the ball.
Around.
Exactly,
my man, like, turn around.
Like he was just worried about getting beat so much in the ball, getting over top. But the question is, you mad, bro? That you asking me that? I'm fucking pissed. Yes,
let him know. Let him know. Why you mad, bro? Why you mad,
bro? First off, it's the NFC East, right? So we gave one up early to the Eagles, and then now you talking about the Washington Club, right? I'm following up with what I say. They are the Washington Club. There's no way how the hell we lose to the Washington Club, and just a simple fact that we was up the whole time, most majority of the game, and then we losing out on the little things. We're missing the little things, and we can't finish the games. You know what I'm saying? So it's like the consistency at the end of the day. We played great on the road, building momentum, being that NFC East, and the simple fact that it's a second home game. We have not won a home game yet, guys.
Yeah.
And this London game is supposed to make us be home. We're supposed to be the home team, but we all know it's not really the situation. We're like both away. We're just playing there. So that's one thing, a big pet peeve for me right now is that we didn't win a home game yet. And you need to solidify your home, your territory. And us as the fans, like if y'all need us to come out there from New York, we're all the way in New York right now, from Brooklyn. I'm holding down Brooklyn, Canarsie. My son is in Queens right now. Magnus, if y'all need us to go to Atlanta to get you guys over there to come to the damn games, buy your damn tickets, man. Them shits is cheap. Let's get there and let's get the crowd going and build the momentum, because that's big. I've been hearing that's a big issue there. Most of the fans in Atlanta is not showing up and filling up the Mercedes-Benz, and you having an away team sounding like the home team, right?
Yeah.
Like, come on, man. We like
this is the NFC East, and being the fact that it's the NFC East that we're 0-2 against so far. Eventually we're going to have to play the Dallas Cowboys. I believe that's week 10, and I'd be damned if this team or anybody wants to lose to Dan Quinn. I'd be damned. Okay, like I don't want none of that. Okay, we need to get right. And if there's any time for us to get right is this one. The New York Jets average less than 10 points a game. They average less than 10 points a game. And I'm going to say it again, just like I said last week. Tyler Heineke's going to throw us a few. Zach Wilson's going to throw us a few. He trusts his arm entirely too much. He is an improviser. He reminds me a lot of kind of like a Brett Favre, type of guy where it's like he trusts his arm entirely, too much. He will throw you a couple. I expect Dean Pease to throw and try to confuse him a lot, but I expect the Jets to lean heavily on their run game, which is why I'm glad that Mike Pennell is coming in and going to be like a rotational piece that's going to help us out because we need to get Tyler Davidson out of there. Like, I don't know how you feel about Tyler Davidson at the nose tackle, but he's getting entirely pushed off the line. Like, we got to put Mike Pennell at the nose. I understand that he's like a defensive lineman from what I saw at the depth chart. He's behind Jonathan Bullard. Put him at the nose, please. We just saw the great one.
But seriously, to add on to what you're saying, when you're playing a 3-4, it's important for that nose tackle to hold those gaps and to maintain and hold those double teams to free those gaps up for those linebackers, for Foyer and Debo and Walker if he's in there. And we've seen the benefits of that once the D lineman is able to hold those gaps for them and able to let them guys play. That's the point of a 3-4. Executing your blitzes, right, and stunts, and then take advantage of the free holes and make them tackle for losses.
Davidson is not a 3-4 nose. He's not. And he's totally playing on a position. And we got him there on the hopes of what? I have no idea. But like I said, we got Pennell, just to answer Bobby Boy's Zone 3. Pennell's going to be a rotational piece. He got called up to the main roster with a whole quit. So hopefully we can actually punt better this week too. Because I'm tired of Cam.
That's a great point.
Whatever his name is, man. Like, why you keep sending? I don't know why they keep sending his ass out there.
That's what his name is. That's how the ball be going.
My man be putting a point of football like it's like in a wind tunnel, man. Like, he can't point no more than like 35 yards. They had my man Young Wei Koo back there, man. God bless him. But he was punting better than Cam.
Yeah, he gave us one good one.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm gonna turn it over to the great one, Mike. He came in to bless us with his presence. What you got for him, Mike? Are you mad? Are you mad at this team or not? Are you still optimistic?
Like I said before, I'm mad at two people, and I think you guys already know who I'm mad at. I refuse to say his name from this point on until I see some improvement or his ass gone. One of the two. I need to see improvement, all right, or his ass gone. That's the only two options I got for number 18. All right, I'll just say that. Number 18, Clifford Franklin.
Right? Clifford Franklin. Yep, I'll wait for it.
I have no heart when you in your fourth year and you're making rookie mistakes. I have no heart, no mercy. You should not be doing the things that you're doing in year 4. There is no excuses for that. I don't want to hear this bull crap about, this is the first time he's been number 1. No, the hell it isn't.
Nope.
Julio was out of 9 games last year. You were the number 1 option. You were not doing this last year. So I don't want to hear them lame ass excuses about, here's his first year. No. There's no excuses for any wide receiver to be dropping multiple passes during a game. All right, none whatsoever. So I'm still going to be mad about that. But you just said it. The other one that I'm mad about is that big fat slob of nothing. Okay, I hate to even say that, but damn Tyler Davidson, you are absolutely worthless. And excuse me this morning. Did you mad, bro? This segment is perfect for the great one, okay? He's absolutely perfect. Because I am the dude, your only job is to be fat. Okay? You're supposed to be the blob. That's the only job that you have is to be fat. And you can't even do that. And you're tired after you're doing that. Just sit there and be fat. And you can't do that right. So it's no, like I said, there's no excuse. I need to see Mike Pennell because I'm tired of seeing Grady Jerry eating up doubles and triples.
Yes.
The man is being triple team. He's getting doubled by 2 linemen and a running back.
Mm-hmm.
That's not acceptable. It's not acceptable whatsoever. So that's what I'm mad about.
I mean, there's other things that I'm mad about. I'm mad at what's his name, Fabian Moreau. All right, because if you saw the game last week, Fabian Moreau was getting absolutely mollywopped by Scary Terry or whatever you want to call him. McLaurin is a good receiver, granted, but I was sitting there screaming at my screen, why isn't AJ Terrell traveling with Terry McLaurin? Why are we still this still looks like a kind of like a Dan Quinn defense where our best is not traveling with their best? Because it's all about adjustments. I get it. After the third, fourth, or even fifth catch, at that time it's like, you know what? Why don't you advocate for yourself and say, look, I understand what the scheme that we're running. Yo, let me travel with this dude, man. I get what you're trying to do. It's like, yo, let me travel with this man. All right. I need to do something because as you can see, Tyler Heineke was just throwing it up. It was absolutely no respect for the corners. He had no respect for the pass rush. He was sitting back there patting the football. He looked almost like the way Tom Brady did, you know, during that season where he threw like 50-something touchdowns or whatever. He was just sitting there patting the football because just like Mike said, he had 4 to 5 seconds. Grady Jarrett, our most consistent pass rusher, is getting triple team. Steven Means, who's talking about he's listening to Meek Mill before the game, can't get no pass rush whatsoever. Maybe you need to change who you listen to, man. Listen to some Black Sabbath. Listen to some rock and roll or something like that, man. Get mad, man. Maybe you just some Metallica.
He the hype man. That's what he is.
Yo, I never seen somebody so damn happy off of offensive lineman jumping. They ain't jumping because of you. They jumping because of noise from the crowd. Ain't nobody scared of you.
Mm-hmm.
Just like
Mike said. Mm-hmm. What's up, brother? Go ahead, man. Nah, I was saying because we're talking about memes still. If you don't come up with a sack or something, he might as well just send his ass back to Philly. Talking about listening to Meek Mill and all this stuff, man. Just go back over there if that's the case, man. So like to add more to this mad bro thing, man. I'm mad at the players for not taking advantage of their opportunities. Like Deron Harmon, like we brought you in here to get interceptions, and that's what he also was known for, playing the ball. And for you to miss that one interception in the red zone was very crucial. And then the last thing, I was a little bit mad at Arthur too, man. A little bit, like the simple fact that we had the last possession. You know, we was 4 minutes left in the game, and the week before we went for it on 4th down. Like we was being aggressive, and I just felt like he wasn't being as aggressive to finish the game. Like I understand you want to put our defense back out there, but at the same time, our defense wasn't being as consistent. And I just wanted Arthur, being that you're the head coach and the offensive coordinator, I just wanted him to finish the game and just be a little aggressive. Now, if we at least, those 2 running plays that we did, if we would at least got some yardage off of it, then okay, you know, it probably would have been different. But I just didn't like the second down. I believe he ran the ball on 2nd and 13 or something like that. It was just, you know, it was just that specific play call because it put us more in a hole. That was just my.
I mean, you gotta give credit to. I think it was Montez Sweat that blew that play up. The one that came like he was spinning like a top.
Right, just a different type of play call, Mike. That's all I'm saying. At least throw the ball. Go ahead.
No, I was talking about. Harry Douglas made a great point on that last drive. Because. You know, looking back at it, you know, like, yeah, you could have called some different plays and whatnot, but Harry Douglas on that last play, he pretty much stated that, you know, none of that shit matters. You can go out there and call plays all you want, different players all you want to. It comes down to execution. If those guys do their fucking job and actually execute the damn play, then we're not talking about whether or not they were good plays or not. So that's for me. Like I said, I agree. I think, like I said, I think we as fans, we so used to, like, it's ingrained in our hearts, our mind, our spirit, our souls, everything, to see Matt Ryan do his magic. And like we're so accustomed to it. Like even people who don't like him, it's like, okay, Matt, let's see what Matt gonna do. It's like deep down in their whole heart of hearts, they know it's Matt Ryan time. So when we don't get Matt Ryan time, it's like, man, what are we doing? Let Matt, like that's how we are. So like that's why, you know, I keep saying over and over again, this is a new regime. This is not the same Falcons, and we have to understand that. This is going to be conservative football. We're going to lean on our defense to finally, all right? All right? Finally, all right? We're going to lead them to sit up here and take over games and win games. And I like that mentality because I'm tired of seeing prissy football. I want to see some ugly, nasty, disgusting football. That's what I want. That's just me personally. But you absolutely right. Like everybody's right when they talk about the different, you know, the play calls. Maybe he needs to open it up a bit. Yeah, absolutely right. But I think this is the style of football. This is what we're talking about, changing the culture.
Mm-hmm.
This is a different culture. And that's what he's trying to establish. I'm not going to lean on Matt Ryan and my quarterbacks. I mean, you said it was an article, and I'm sorry I'm being long-winded, but it was an article that pretty much said that, you know, the reason why his style of, as far as his coaching is concerned, that he wants to build a foundation for the next quarterback. He doesn't want to just bring in a guy just to be bringing in a guy just to change the culture. He wants to lay down a foundation offensively, defensively, and then bring in a young guy who can spell Matt Ryan when it's time for Matt Ryan to leave. So I think we need to like really understand his vision and what the Falcons' vision is right now. And it's going to take time. It's not going to be easy. It's going to take time.
Oh, we got new drop with the $10, 2 gallons of gas, $10. Trade. He has a trade question. New drop. Actually, good morning, brother. How you doing, man?
How you doing,
trade question. Yeah. You see the Jags kind of selling. Do you believe we could or should call about a player like Josh Allen, who is wasting away over there? Just seems like he checked out, you know, mentally for that team.
Yeah, y'all can have this. I don't want no parts of this.
Yeah, man.
It's like, I mean, we got to answer because the guy just like gave up $10 for it. So I mean, we got to do stuff. So Mike don't want to touch it. You know, me and the headhunter going to touch it there. You know.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you talk about like so they're having a fire sale over there right now. So they're having a culture change over there as well. We're not going to talk about Urban Meyer and him being handsy. You know, like in the, you know, you talk about culture. We ain't want to talk
That's
about
why
that.
I don't want no parts of it.
Yeah.
I don't want
you know, but if somebody is willing to sell off, because I mean I've heard, and this sounds kind of stupid because I actually heard this on I think some sort of like syndicated radio up here. Like if somebody wanted to move on from a Khalil Mack or something like that, or like in this case, like the Jaguars talk about they moved on from C.J. Henderson and the Carolina Panthers picked him up. Josh Allen, somebody that can improve the pass rush. The only thing is like, what are we getting with Josh Allen? You know, does he fit our scheme? You know, that's the only thing is like we're trying to establish culture. So if somebody checked out mentally on one team is like, do you want to take on, you know, that potential headache and whatnot? You know, that's the only thing. It's like, yeah, you could be great and you could have all the potential in the world, but remember, we're still kind of heartbroken. We're still the jilted lover of Julio Jones. Okay, pause. All right, but we are the jilted lover of Julio Jones. We're still feeling that, and it seems like Calvin Ridley is well on his way of being that way too. You know, because this guy is like going east and west dancing and not getting upfield. So a lot of the production that he has, to me, seems like it's empty calories. You know, because the man can put up almost like 1,600 yards almost without even trying, because that's just the type of player that he is. The only thing is that the type of player that he is does not fit the culture and does not fit the style of what we're trying to get at. And I think, Mike, I don't know if you talked about did you talk about this in our show chat about Devontae Adams? It was somebody, I don't know if it was you or Styles that said that.
Yeah, I actually made it was a question that we had, and I made a video on there. I think we did myself and K Style kind of talked about that, I believe. So
yeah, like I don't know how much we're gonna have because the Falcons remind me of a lot of guys right now, and it's like they remind me of like they owe a lot of people like student loans money. We ain't got no money, bro.
Right. Yeah, I ain't got no money. It's gonna take 2 years to get out of that. I wouldn't necessarily say it's a whole, but what they're just trying to be is trying to be smart about their spending and bringing in the right players that fit the scheme. Like I said, that's one thing we didn't do as far as Thomas Dimitrov. Thomas Dimitrov just like, look, he is the kid in the candy store. Like Mag always say, kid in the candy store. I want this person. I want that person. I want this. And everybody that not one of those guys could eat a damn, go to a damn buffet and eat a buffet. You know what I'm saying? It's all these prissy guys that want to put on makeup and dress up and do this and do that. Like that's those are the types of guys. No disrespect, but it's just those are the type of players that he wants. And that's not what wins football games. You wanted somebody to slap your mama, slap your cousin, slap your own wife. You know what I'm saying? So to speak. Not literally, okay, people? But like you want some people with some attitude. You want people, that's like, look, man, I can get gangster, I can get crazy. Like that's what you want. You want to put Montez Burfict on your team. You want, a Lawrence Taylor. You're gonna go out there and run around like a crazy dog. You know what I'm saying? Like, do you want that type of stuff? And that's not what the Falcons are into right now. They want guys with attitude. They want guys with their heart, and that's why you're seeing. I don't know if you guys are paying close attention to what Arthur is doing, but as far as anything to do with Calvin Ridley, he's not speaking on this dude whatsoever, and that is not a good sign for Calvin Ridley. He's going to have to get on his issue.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, go ahead, Rich. Go ahead, man.
I was saying like that's part of the culture. Like I know, like when Mike was saying earlier, that this is a whole new regime, new identity, new culture, and how we want to approach the game in a different offense. So now, being that we're running this wide zone scheme and stuff like that, I believe, right, and we all know this, which I'm tired of right now. That's not the only way to run the football. And I think, I need to see Arthur Smith run different types of runs. If it's a quick pitch, like we have the guards, like get Chris Lindstrom out there, get him pulling out there in the open field, at least a little bit of power. But at the end of the day, it's just how you run it. It's not the same type of running style we did last year with Dirk Cutter. But at the end of the day, if you blocking some of these plays the right way, you can still hit on it. Because if you just only run an outside zone, a defense gonna know that. Sometimes it's either you gotta block it, right? Of course, but there's some plays you ain't gonna get nothing on it. You know what I mean? So our bread and butter was that quick pitch in 2016 with Kyle Shanahan and all that. That quick pitch, and you just going vertical. And you get Jake Matthews out there blocking a corner outside linebacker and get the receiver to chip one of the linebackers, and you going straight up field. So I need to see different types of runs. If it's counter, it's whatever it is. It's not even though we don't have Derrick Henry, we have Cordell Patterson and we have Mike Davis. They could do a lot of different things with the ball. Good. Right. So inside zone. That's what I'm saying. Like inside zone is good too. Sometimes you just gotta find the crease and just go. But I need to see the guards pulling at least. There's different plays you could do with the guards pulling. Like that's all I have to say.
Let me tell you something, man. Because I'm still mad. Okay, it's not like this ain't no fucking Happy Gilmore, kumbaya type of stuff, man. I'm pissed because you can't tell me that this team could not be 3-1 right now. And the reason why I'm saying this is we wasted, and I don't want to hear nobody talk about Matt Ryan no more. I know this guy's like a freaking lightning rod, and whatnot. He had to sit there and answer from a certain somebody that's out there putting out like, you know, bogus tweets and whatnot, and somebody had to sit there and ask him about this ridiculous question about him being traded. Okay? What people fail to understand is that if you ever seen like like your favorite basketball player, if you're in New York, if from New York, you got to think about Carmelo Anthony. And you want to talk about how they wasted his prime. They wasted his career because they couldn't put the pieces around him when he was in his prime and doing work. You remember that, Rich? Like up here in New York when we had Melo and whatnot for like those certain little prime years and whatnot. If you're down in the Atlanta area, what the Atlanta Hawks are doing is they're not wasting Trae Young's potential prime or John Collins' potential prime or Hurt or anything like that. They're putting a team together to compete because the East can be had. Ain't nobody afraid of them over there. They going to get it. Ain't no more of them sitting around or you know, waiting around or nothing like that. They can go get this. What I think was more frustrating for the Atlanta Falcons, and this is why, you know, I put up this section of You Mad Bro, is because we need to understand is that I think it's just a fatigue. Sometimes you become Falcons fatigue. I am Dr. Magnus right now, and I suffer from Falcons fatigue. I have been a fan since 1998. And I don't know if there's any kind of medication out there that can help me with this, but I posted on Twitter that on site, if I see Thomas Dimitrov on site, I will whoop his ass because of the financial strain that he put us in, that we can't even compete right now. You see, we have to compete with the remnants of the Dan Quinn era. I mean, we got some new guys that we got in the draft or whatever like that, but we still have. I don't think Tutu Mariner's going to be here next year. Damn sure Stephen Mean's not going to be here next year. Tyler Davidson's going to be going. This team is going to be different next year. And thank you, Drake Jungles. What's up? He didn't mess us up. I don't want to say that F-bomb. I don't think I'm there yet, but I'm almost there. I'm almost there to be dropping F-bombs. But, yeah, that guy really messed us up financially to the point where a lot of teams around the league, and it's not even like the NFL is a fast-twitch league. You can easily just change and be good. But the only thing is, like, once you're cap strung like this, it's like you just have to be what you are. And right now, I'm trying to understand, like, how in the hell, getting back to Matt Ryan, how in the hell did he waste a performance like that? Like, that man had a godlike performance.
I think 4 TDs. I think
four touchdowns. And I think he's the only quarterback right now, or he broke a record for the quarterback that had the most losses with 100+ passer rating.
Yeah, I've seen that.
And another thing, when you think about running out the clock, and trying to milk the clock, I understand Arthur Smith said it's all about ball security and Mike Davis. CP was killing that game, man. They had no answer.
I think he went out. I think because it was one play, and I think what happened on that play, he went out. It may have been the possession before. When he hit the ground, he did not look like he was. He didn't look. It looked like he might have been hurt on the previous four. So I think that was one of the reasons why I like this. I saw. I got to go back and see it, but he did not get up quick. It wasn't a quick recovery. You know how people get hit, they get up real fast. It took him quite a bit of time to get back up off the ground. So I think that's what he was, that's the reason why he wasn't in the game. There was no reason for him not to be in the game at that time, but I think that has something to do with it.
Well, and if you ain't down for that and the Three Kings speaking on this early Saturday morning, Mad Mike, the great one, Rich the Headhunter, signal caller in the middle, and your resident free safety Rover, who's probably going to be on his way to London if it keeps going like this. They probably give me a call. Like, share, and subscribe. But moving on to the next topic, after last week's heartbreaking loss, and yes, it's a heartbreaking loss. It is to turn some people towards alcoholism. Can the season be salvaged? Anyone of y'all want to start this off first?
I started up. I think it definitely can, be revived. At the end of the day, we got to win games, and it's still early, right? It's still early. So now, if we win this game, and then we go into our bye, and then we beat Miami. We sitting at 3-3. Simple. But obviously, if we don't capitalize on our opportunities, because I believe those are games that you have to win, that you're supposed to win. Like last week, that was a game that we were supposed to win. Like those are games that you have to win. Now, if we're supposed to lose to the Jets, that's inexcusable because we are a better talented team than they are, and our players are better. We have a better quarterback that has more experience. There's no way you can let two rookie quarterbacks already beat you. Like we already Hurts already beat Matt Ryan and stuff, outperformed them. You can't allow Zach Wilson to outperform you this time. And we have one of the easiest schedules this year. We're supposed to have one of the easiest schedules this year. And you telling me you can't capitalize off of that? So it's like we have to show what we are made of. And this is a game to prove that, to show the world in the morning at 9:30, we could run through the damn Jets.
Yeah.
Which is why we have to use our players. And I expect to Kyle Pitts to be used more. And I think the same approach, and I think Arthur Smith mentioned this in his interview, that he can't keep doing the same things, like the way how he's approaching the game. And I think at least if he doesn't approach this game differently, this game, he definitely will in Miami. Like far as open up the playbook a little bit and how he's approaching certain downs, because his same philosophy is not working as much, and it's not fair to the team and the players. He has to look at himself and to see what he's doing wrong. So at the end of the day, it definitely can. The season is still early. We definitely can. But I guarantee you, if we lose any of those games, it ain't going to look good.
Well, I'll say this.
Dead ass.
Dead ass. I mean, I'll put it like this. I mean, a lot of people say it's like, like Kyle Pitts has to get more involved. Well, Kyle Pitts is second on the team in targets behind Ridley. Doesn't mean he's getting quality targets, whatever, but he's second on the team in targets. I don't know what the disparity is between 1 and 2. Okay, but he is second. We can try to scheme him open more, and see if that can work. Put him more in motion, things like that. But we're going to be jumping the gun a little bit because this is part of the keys to the game. Defense is going to have to bring the purge tomorrow. They're just going to have to do it. This is going to be like this is their game, and I hope they realize that. I know Grady, Foye, Debo, all the leaders on the defense, they understand that. This is going to have to be their game. Offensively, this is tailor-made for Arthur Smith. Well, what do you mean by that? Because what he was in Tennessee, when you was running like 2 tight end sets, how you schemed for Delaney Walker and Jonnu Smith, and you just have like some guys on the outside when you have like AJ Brown and you had Tajay Sharp. When AJ Brown wasn't really AJ Brown at that point, but the strength of their team was particularly like a strong run game followed up with some play action pass to the tight end. Jonnu Smith and Delaney Walker was pretty much killing. That, I believe, has to be, because if there's any particular weakness on this team, and I don't think anybody could really run without tight ends, but it's going to have to be like that. Well, the comment section could be like, well, you guys have been saying that for a few weeks now because we're still waiting to see it. Hayden Hurst is a beast if you use him right. Like he was getting targets, was it last week? And he was doing all right with them. I'm seeing Arthur Smith mic'd up, and he was getting excited for Hayden Hurst.
Doing the little things. And he was running a lot of those routes that Calvin really would run. Like those drag routes and those out routes and whatnot. So it's going to have to be like right now. But in my opinion, the defense has to be it got to be their game. I understand that we're going to have we have a gaping hole at nickel. But I hope maybe Richie Grant or maybe TJ Green or something like that, somebody to fill in right there, and Jay Hawker play like that over position. But it's got to be a defensive game. The defense has to do it, and to shut a lot of people up. Matt Ryan's going to do what he does. We already know what he's going to do. He's going to be steady.
But particularly on special teams, I think Cordarrelle Patterson is going to play the punt returner and the kick returner position. So it's going to have to be a Mike Davis game. I don't think we need to run, CP into the ground. So this would be a tailor-made for a Mike Davis, Wayne Gallman type of game, like that kind of dynamic duo, just to bludgeon these guys to death. Just do it that way. Just show them like
throw that X factor. Throw that X factor in there, Felipe. He's been getting a lot more carries as a runner, so you got to throw him in there also.
Yep. Good point.
The Galloping Gazelle, Felipe Franks. Every time that dude run, he take like 5 yards per stride, man.
Mm-hmm.
That's a big dude, man. What you got, Mike? What you believe this? You said this could be salvaged, right?
It can. They're not making a lot of awful mistakes. They're not getting destroyed. Even going back to the Tampa game, like the game was close until those fluke, tip passes, and that pretty much was the difference in the game. But I think they just come down to the leaders. This is why I'm so hard on Calvin. Really, I don't need any excuses. I don't want to hear anything. He's like, I'm tired of that. All right. At this point, we should never, in any way, try to disrespect the greatness of Matt Ryan over and over again. And I can hear the sighs. I can see you guys rolling your eyes about Matt Ryan, haters. But at this point, how can you say? And I said this last night. Every time Matt Ryan gets a new toy, they end up putting up big numbers. All right, you go back to 16, Taylor Gabriel, Allen, was it Robinson, him, Jacob, Tammy. Like, these guys aren't big name superstars, but every time these guys come to Atlanta, they end up putting up big time numbers. Now you see Cordarrelle Patterson. This dude has been a journeyman for the most part. Now he comes and gives with Matt Ryan. Now he look like a damn superstar. So at this point, we can never say that Matt Ryan isn't a very good quarterback. He isn't an elite quarterback because Calvin really ain't doing a damn thing. The dude is doing half of what he should be doing. So there's no excuses for that. So offensively, I'm not worried about it. Offensively, I need Mr. Fat Boy 96 to do his damn job and decide he want to stop or run or be fat. I need everybody to catch the damn ball, okay? I don't know if y'all need to go to the school of Terrence Masters or whatever, but you guys need to catch the damn ball on the defense side of the ball. And it's just simple as that. Catch the damn ball and the Falcons win at least 3 games.
It's crazy how you bring that up, Mike. With catching the ball, because we know Ridley is not going to play this week, and last week we had a good amount of drops. So then now this game is going to be heavily on the receivers. Olamide Zaccheaus, Tajay Sharp, and I'm missing one. I had it in my head, but it's not coming to me.
It's about Blake, Blake or Darby?
Yeah, Christian Blake. Thank you, Christian Blake and Darby. Right. So these guys going to have the opportunity. Knowing Matt Ryan, he would spread the ball around to everyone once they get in the game, but they have to capitalize their opportunity, and we're going to see what they could do with it. And you got to capitalize once it's being presented to you. So we'll definitely see how that plays out.
Yeah, man. I mean, I think there's a lot of times where I feel like that game was ours last week. I'm not going to spend. This is the last time I'm going to talk about this, and we're going to move on from that. But
yeah, that's cool. Yeah.
But it's just such like a punch in the gut. You know what I mean? Like, that's what makes like the football season great, because it's the ultimate. Like, you're hurting on Sunday, and by Wednesday you're on to the next. You're on to the next week. But I just want to say this: that quarterback is going to throw us a couple. I'm going to keep saying it because he will. He's going to throw us a couple. If we play discipline, because even Dean P said in his interview when who was that? Who's that? Antonio Gibson that just kind of just flared out on that last play that Deion missed.
McKissick, I think it was McKissick.
Was it McKissick or Gibson? Which one was it? McKissick, right?
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah.
Well, either way, Dean P saying like, guys are the defense that he called wasn't specifically geared towards doing that, but guys are doing too much within it. You have to keep your eyes open and see that. So if somebody happens to flare over there, if Deion Jones happened to go over there, that might have been going for 6. Knowing the way Deion is around the ball, because Tyler Heineke literally was just throwing the ball up, closing his eyes and just throwing that thing up in the air, and just hoping that somebody comes down with it, and that's what he does. Now, like I said, that goes into like our next question coming up. The keys to the game is that we have to play disciplined defense. We already know that we're not going to get no pass rush from Steven Means. We already know that. It has to be schemed, okay? And we already know, like, I don't know if Tutu Mariner is going to be playing tomorrow, but we got to generate a pass rush outside of Grady Jarrett. And hopefully big boy Mike Pennell gives him an opportunity to play, and to do what Grady Jarrett does, hit him with that freaking swim move. But moving on to the next question. Isaiah Oliver is on IR, ladies and gentlemen. So what does Isaiah Oliver's move to the injured reserve mean for the defense? It means that guys going to have to step up and play. That's what it means, okay? It means that guys going to have to come out. We're going to have to free Richie Grant. Don't give a damn if if he haven't processed or digested the entire defensive playbook. Dean P's already said it. He was like, maybe I put too much on these guys' plate, and I have to just let them go out there and play. Right now, it's like injuries has forced our hand. And yes, there's been rumors on AtlantaFalcons.com saying that TJ Green will move to the second to the cornerback 2 position, and you move Fabian Moreau into the slot. No, sir. I don't know. No. The way because I'm telling you one thing. One thing I think that the Jets are good at. The Jets have Jamison Crowder at the slot, and he may not be a superstar, but that man knows how to run some freaking routes. And if Fabian Moreau could not cover scary Terry McLaurin last week, I don't know what he's going to do with Jamison Crowder this week. So we need some athleticism. Like, play that man, Richie Grant. Have Jayhawk play the free safety position. Get some athleticism out there, and let's see what happens. I would like to see TJ Green out there more too. If you want to like a rotational piece, but we gotta see what we got with Richie Grant. If we're gonna spend like a second round pick on this, we gotta see what we have in him. Because right now, out of the entire defense, we know who is what by now. Except for that one particular question mark, and that's Richie Grant. And the only thing that we're asking ourselves is why. We understand that he hasn't processed the playbook or whatever like that, but you got to put him out there, man. We got to see what we got in this man. Apparently, from his college tape, the man is a ball hawk. Who's to say that if he's not out there last week, that he doesn't make a couple of those plays? So, Rich, you got something to add to that?
Yeah, bro. I would start off with saying, like, we all know the pass coverage and the D-line are cohesive together. That's how everybody works together and get sacks and get turnovers, coverage, sacks, you name it. With Isaiah Oliver being out, it's even more crucial that we hit on our blitzes and our stunts and keep Zach Wilson in the pocket and not let him create plays, because he's good at creating plays and continuing to play. And he wants the big shot. Zach Wilson's going to keep going, and he's going to take the shot, which leads to opportunities, right? Mm-hmm. We didn't capitalize on any opportunities that Heineke gave us. So, Zach Wilson is definitely going to give us some opportunities. He's going to launch that motherfucker. He's going to throw that shit. We all know that. He does not care. Zach Wilson wants the big plays, and he wants the highlights. He's the second draft pick, so he's trying to prove himself and show. And being that Atlanta is known to having a bad defense or a bad passing defense, he's going to take his shots. So now whoever's back there, if it's Jalen Hawkins, if it's Richie Grant, if it's TJ Green, do your job and do your assignment and prove these guys wrong and show them what we really made of. Now, I had a question in the chat. I was skeptical if Kendall Sheffield traveled with the team. I know he was on a verge of returning. What you said? He ain't played, Mike. He ain't playing, right?
I don't think. I'm not sure. It's still up in the air as far as Kendall Sheffield is concerned.
Right. I think when these guys return, I think it's gonna be a surprise for everybody once these guys return. And even when Kendall Sheffield does return, he has to play lights out. Ain't no room for errors for Kendall Sheffield for sure when he comes back. I just gotta throw that out there for sure because we got guys and we got Darren Hall as well. I forgot to bring him up. So we got some DBs. We drafted these guys for a reason. So they got to get their playing time. They got to get their experience and exposure. So they're gonna get their shot. Like I said before, if we don't hit on these blitzes and Zach Wilson is extending these plays, we're gonna be in trouble.
Yeah. Hey, where you want me to go? Where you want me to go with this?
Wherever, man. Go ahead.
Yeah,
bro.
wherever.
Whatever you want.
But Isaiah Oliver being out, how this defense gonna look now? And Avery Williams possibly might not play. So it's just, a lot of guys gonna be playing.
Believe it or not, I'm not worried about whether Isaiah Oliver, like anybody gonna stay, because what I think could happen, we got to remember that Debo is essentially a safety. Okay, let's make that clear. His body size, his speed, his athleticism, his tackling ability, he's a safety. And we know Foye Oluokun is what? A former safety, playing linebacker now. He has that speed, he has the ability to tackle, and one X factor that we're not, really considering is that there are going to be some packages that you can line up Debo as a safety, as safety responsibilities, and then you bring in Michael Walker to assume his position. So now you got Michael Walker, Foye Oluokun, Dion. So who's the rover? Who's that guy who's going to maintain the middle like Isaiah Oliver? Because essentially what Isaiah Oliver was an extra linebacker and an extra safety in that position. So you can have Foye, Dion, in those spots in the slot, blitzing, playing inside, outside, whatever the responsibility is. But he can play outside leverage, inside leverage. Just depending on what DMPs want to do. But I'm not worried about that role position. I'm more so worried about Fabian Moreau, whether he is going to play inside, outside. That right there is the as far as the defense concerned, that's what I'm most concerned with. I'm absolutely like Isaiah Oliver is another guy. He's just a playmaker. He just gets his hand on the ball. Mm-hmm. That's what you're gonna miss with Isaiah Oliver. People don't realize that he is a playmaker. That dude is always around the ball. He's dangerous. So that's what you're gonna miss. And you bring in Michael Walker, who's shown that he can make plays in the coverage game. He's athletic. He can rush the passer. He can do all types. He can take on offensive linemen. I've seen him take on offensive linemen on his blitzing coverage. So I'm more so concerned with Fabian Moreau coming inside, whether he'll play inside or outside. I don't know what they're going to do with him.
Right. And based off how he played last week with those PIs and stuff like that, they're definitely going to attack him for sure this game. They're definitely going to try to get those penalties because that's a strategy for certain offenses when on that third down, on that big play they need, they're waiting for the PI just so they could get down the field. So that's a strategy that some of these offenses be using. And if we have a guy that's too savvy, pulling too much like Fabian, and sometimes a little bit AJ, but, when they fix that technique, which is part of the reason why you're watching film, is to correct that and be ready once they throw the ball to you. So, and it's going to happen. So.
I mean, can I get a hashtag in the chat? Free Michael Walker. Okay.
Like and Grant. Yep, both of them.
Like
Yeah.
every time this man is on the field, he just makes plays, man. I mean, me and Rich saw it in person when we went to MetLife Stadium and burned it to the ground. Whenever this man is on the field, this man just makes plays. He's always around the ball. He has a lot of safety in him. He's a ball and he's hungry. You know, I would love to see him more in like a rotational role, and I just don't know why that he's not in like any kind of. If anything, like you could play him at the Sam or the. Well, we ain't getting nothing out of Steven Means. I don't know why we keep trotting him out there when you could try to put Michael Walker out there. See what he got. You know, at least with Tutu Manor, he actually can get to the quarterback. He just whiffs, okay, but he can get there. He just has to finish the play. Steven Means is not even getting there. Like he's literally not even. He's getting pushed off the ball.
We got another one. Free AO. Free Ogundeji. It's his birthday today too. Shout out to him. Shout out to all my Libras out there. Kyle Pitts, his birthday just recently passed. You know, my birthday in 9 days. You already know. We out here, but happy birthday to him. And with Grant too. I have to mention this too. Like, you see how we added this new segment, You Mad, Bro? If I don't see Richie Grant on the field tomorrow, I'm going to be fucking pissed. I ain't going to lie. I'm going to be really mad. Like, nah, for real, seriously, because he is a second draft pick, right? Second round draft pick. And he was one of the top safeties. And I understand that if it's, you got to give a player time to get the plays and get the scheme and all of that stuff. But certain things, they do have plenty of experience in college. Ain't nothing different. Like, he could play and he a baller. At the end of the day, he might miss out on some plays or a catch or two like that. But he showed us what he could do in the preseason. Am I right or wrong? We seen Richie Grant playing the slot already. We seen him playing the nickel already. Yeah. And we've seen what he can do when he was blitzing and when he was covering the slot, which was those corner routes. I meant those crossing routes, which is hard to cover, period. And he showed that he was in phase at times. So it's like, if I don't see Richie Grant tomorrow, when I really think about it, I ain't gonna lie, I'm gonna be really mad. Because what was the point of him drafting him in the second round? You got to play these guys anyway. You have to play them.
And it's not even like he can't play the nickel. It's not even like he can't. Like, he can't.
Right.
You know, like he could play multiple positions. He could be like your Tyrann Mathieu, and he's not afraid to tackle either.
Gotta put him on the field, man.
You gotta put him out there. If not now, then when? You know. Which goes into the next question. See, I think my man over here psychic, man. But how will Jayhawk, Richie Grant, and others? I'm gonna add and others play in the absence of Eric Harris? I don't even want to mention that man's name because he's going to maybe go right back to You Mad, Bro. But like, Eric Harris made me mad last week, bro. Like, I can't. But Jalen Hawkins has the ability to play safety. I mean, he's a ball hawk. That's what he is. Essentially, that's what we signed Eric Harris and Ron Harmon and what we were so excited for in the beginning, of this season. You know what I'm saying? But it's now their time. Jayhawk has the ability. It's not like the ability is not there. They'll probably simplify a lot of things for him. Maybe a little bit of cover too, so they have everything in front of you or something like that, or some sort of like hybrid of that with like a blitz scheme and stuff like that to make it easier for him. I get that. But the one X factor, the two X factors, I keep saying, is like free Michael Walker and free Richie Grant, and also on offense, free Frank Darby. If you want a guy that can go across the middle and get some dirty yards and whatnot, Dirty Darby. That's what I'm gonna call him now. From now on, that's his name, Dirty Darby. Go and get those dirty yards. What you got, Mike? Oh, before you even start, Jarvis Williams with the 4.99.
That's man. What the fuck? What the fuck is going on, man? Shout out to my Jamaicans out there, the whole Caribbean, man. Shout out to all that. Even I'm Haitian. I'm a Zoe. You already know that. Repping Haiti right now. Still got some red in there. But yeah. What the fuck, dog?
Yes, we bleed red and black all the way to the Caribbean, man. When we say we are the nation, we mean worldwide, man. Yeah, free Frank Darby. Rich, what you got to add to that, man?
Yeah, for the most part, like what we already been talking about it, we somewhat addressed it already. Like, these guys are gonna get their opportunity, So at the end of the day, is what you do with it. We're gonna be able to see what these guys can do. And it's the next up, injuries. We know going into the NFL season that injuries are part of the game, like it's part of the sport. So these guys know it's their job to do at the end of the day. And you really want to make money in this thing, you got to perform on the field. And a lot of these guys already are being evaluated, being that we're establishing a new culture, a new regime. Most of these guys are signed to 1-year deals, guys. So like, even though we are expecting this team to win now and perform, but we're still evaluating guys to see if they're going to be part of this train and long term. You understand? Because we know what's the future is there. So some of these guys who we drafted, they're going to be on board. They're going to be on the train. Now, some of these guys, these vets, they might get clipped. At the end of the day, they're still playing for their careers right now. They're still being evaluated. Tutu and Brandon Copeland, Eric Harris, all these guys. We got a lot of vets to sign 1-year deals. That's why last week I don't think Tutu played. And John Kaminsky, all these guys. That's why they suit them up based off of how they want to approach the game. Like that's when Dean Pease covered that in his interview, as far as guys getting dressed or not, stuff like that, based off how they whatever the game plan is. So we'll see how that plays out.
Go ahead, Mike.
What the hell are we talking about again?
We still talking about the defense, Mike. To be honest,
yeah, talking about like who's basically going to step up, like in the absence of Eric Harris and other guys.
Man, I just got to keep saying this. I just don't think it's true. I don't think it's true whatsoever. I don't think the Falcons aren't getting any pressure. It's just not true. What they're not doing is executing. We keep saying that over and over again. It's about execution. You gotta get home, because even on that throw to McLaurin, there was pressure in his face. Dante Fowler thought he was Superman and wanted to dive at people and shit. Like that's not how they teach you. They don't teach you to dive at your quarterback. So like these are the things Rich was just talking about guys just doing too damn much. Stick to your training, stick to the basics, get after the quarterback. I hate like if he wouldn't have dove after the guy, man, you're talking about, put his hands up, grab his hand, make sure he can't throw the ball. Like these are the things that they teach you to do as coaches. They don't teach you to look and I don't know what the hell TJ Green was even thinking. I'm still trying to figure out what are you, bro? You got the boundaries. As a DB, you have the boundaries. And they teach you to play the boundaries. So why would you allow the guy to stand in front of you? All you have to do is be like Shaq. Box him out. Don't allow him to get around him. You move him. You can feel the body. So why are you just not playing the boundaries and holding your hands up? I don't know what he was thinking. So
my man freaked out. He freaked out.
That dude freaked. So I don't think they aren't getting pressure, because they getting like Dean Pease is going to make you get. He's not going to allow his team not to get a shot at getting a sack. That's not how he does things. He's going to make sure he gets pressure, but you can't do things like failing to break down properly, like Isaiah Oliver has done a couple of times. Dante Fowler, diving at, like, you ain't got to do that type of stuff. Stick with your training, do what you're supposed to do, and stop getting outside of yourself. Trying to, be Superman and make every play. Make the proper play, and you will get sacks. It'll come to you.
Great point.
Yeah, I mean, when it comes down to it, is you got to trust what you see. And there's times where you see guys playing like hero ball, where he's trying to do too damn much, and it seems like the only one on the defensive line that understands that concept of we do my job is Grady Jarrett. Like he understands like the concept of like let me do my job. The only thing is that across from him, he's being like swallowed up by 3 guys. So he's getting double or triple team. Then why in the hell nobody is beating 1-on-1? Like it's not even like you having like getting chipped or anything like that. It's 1-on-1. Yes, yeah. 1-on-1. Steven Means have no excuse, or anybody else that's rushing has no excuse. Maybe, like I said, you have to be able to trust your eyes. And sometimes these guys, they don't trust their eyes and they get too far upfield and it forces the quarterback to step up or step around. We've been playing some athletic quarterbacks that can actually do that and extend the play, which in turn puts more pressure on our DBs. So if I'm sending blitzes and guys are just like running straight into a offensive lineman, what the hell am I supposed to do?
That's one thing. That's one thing, Magnus, that pisses me off each time when I see a linebacker or corner blitz. Yup. No, seriously. I'm a defensive player, bro. And there's one thing like about great defensive players, primarily when you're blitzing, you have to work a move. Like a bull rush, primarily what Steven Means love to do, that is a defensive move. But at the end of the day, you have to work your hands and have to work your hips and use your head fake or whatever it is to get that offensive player like off track. Sometimes when you come in heavy, right, primarily at the running back, they're going to want to cut block you. So you got to know when to drop your hands and force that helmet down to the ground and get to the quarterback. Like, that's one thing that irks me about defensive players, and the good ones, and primarily corners as well, when they blitz, that they work their hands and they have some type of defensive line moves, which is why it makes me realize that every position transitions to each other, right? Like you have to know how to use your hands, and linebackers got to know how to drop, backpedal like a DB. You know what I'm saying? Like everything works together hand in hand. You can't run into a brick wall, man. You can't. It's simple. It's like you have to you have to work a move. Like if you don't work a move, man, it ain't nothing gonna happen. Like you just said.
The greatest swim move.
Yes,
swim move.
Thank you.
Yeah, man.
I mean,
don't let your hands get to your chest, man.
But there's guys out there that can help these dudes do that. I mean, Chuck Smith has been, out there saying that he would work with young guys. I mean, hell, didn't he work with Vic Beasley the year before that he had that like 15.5 sack year? And you see what that did to him? Like, I mean, come on, man. It's like sometimes these guys, they have to take their head out their ass and realize like, yo, the same moves that you use, everybody in this league is a professional. And they're studying tape on you for at least a week. You have a lot of people studying tape on you, and you want to sit there and go out there and use that same BS move like time in and time out for 40 to 50 plays a game, and you think they're not going to adjust? Are you serious? Like, come on, man. This is why like guys like Dante Fowler is like it's like a
Tweety Bird with that damn bull rush every damn day. Every second of the day, he trying to bull rush somebody.
Yeah. And God forbid it, like I said, we send a blitz and we're going directly into the blob. That's a shout out to my boy Steve. It's like they run directly into the chest of the guy. If the guy is wearing number 77, he's running directly in between the 7 and the 7. And the guy just has to sit there and just wait for him. Just like this. Mm-hmm. He's going to run directly into. You're not even going to. He's not even going to try to get around you. You're not even going to try to jump up to try to like bat the ball down. You're going to run directly into him, and then you're going to do that lame try to spin, knowing damn well you can't spin. But you're going to try to do that lame spin move that you can't do.
Their left tackle. Is he out? Their left tackle. Is he out? I know they drafted
Mekhi
Becton. Yeah, is he playing? Is he back? I don't know.
I think he might be a game time decision, but I mean, who knows, man? I mean, the thing is, like, Steven Means lines up over the left tackle.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he does.
So here's the thing: like, if Becton is out, I mean, do you expect anything more from Steven Means?
Man,
what are we expecting right
now? I honestly don't know, but it would be nice to see how, because we know our former linebacker coach, Jeff Ulbrich, he's running the defense over there on the Jets. So I think the Jets defense, honestly, like scheme wise, isn't so bad. and the times that I've seen them play, like they're pretty good. Like I believe in that Patriots game, the Jets and Patriots game. Remember, Mike, I was talking to you like every time in the chat how Zach Wilson threw like 4 interceptions. Like he was about to go for the record. But at the same time, the Jets defense was still holding up on the Patriots offense, and they were still keeping them in the game. So it won't be easy at all. Like they do got some dogs. Like we do got to talk about they front seven who they got. That they got Quentin Williams, they got Fadukowski. He's one dude that's from New York. Shout out to him. Holding it down for the city. But
wait a minute,
yeah,
Rich. Mm-hmm. Wait a minute, man. Wasn't our defense historically bad? Let me get all on the camera real quick. Wasn't our defense like historically bad last year?
Yeah.
Okay, so here's my question. Like, how in the hell do these guys get second chance in the league? Dan Quinn, Jeff Ulbrich, and what's his name on the Rams?
Raheem Morris.
Raheem Morris. Apparently, they looking at that Atlanta Falcons season last year as like, we just want to dress that under the rug. It's a talent thing. Maybe that's what they think. Because I'm trying to understand like how these guys get a second chance. When you produce like that. I thought this was a production league. So how in the hell does Jeff Ulbrich get like a second chance on the New York Jets? How does Raheem Morris get a second chance? With the LA Rams and Dan Quinn with Trevon Diggs and Micah Parsons got Dallas looking definitely different this year. I'm not saying world beaters before y'all beat me up in the chat or anything like that, but they were historically bad last year too. So I'm just trying to figure it out. It's a rhetorical question. I'm not expecting no answer, but I'm just saying like, how does that happen? You said Jeff Ulbrich, and that kind of triggered me real quick, man.
Yeah. I'm supposed to remind you. You brought it up.
No. Hashtag never forget. Look like you got something, Mike. You got something?
I don't think they're doing that great. I just think Dallas offense is just damn near like they make some stupid plays. So it makes them look like they haven't really had to step up and really carry the team. So I don't think he's really doing that good of a job. On your offense is controlling the ball the way that they're controlling the ball. They're running the ball well. Dan Quinn ain't got to do anything but fuck it up. That's all he got to do.
Pretty much.
I mean, he don't have to. I don't remember them not scoring 20 points. I don't remember him holding the team to 20 points or less than 20. They ain't doing that. They defense is still giving up numbers. So, them having second chance, and let's just be honest, man. Anybody who goes to the Rams and they got your boy 90, look, Aaron Donald. Do you really need to call anything special, or you just like go do your damn thing? Like, come on,
Jalen Ramsey, let him play.
You ain't got to be nothing special because your boy Ramsey looking like an absolute bust. I don't know why the hell they gave him $100 million. He can't cover any damn body, but y'all gave him $100 million. But that's not my problem. But come on, bro. I mean, they not as good. Look, they just with a great team, and we already know what it doesn't matter if you have the talent. When everybody's playing together, the team is playing together, offense playing together, and they making enough plays on defense to just get the job done. That's why Dan Quinn is getting, praise, because they're making the plays that they should. And that's nothing special, but that's what teams do.
They still playing that cover 3, and they're still getting beat to this day. Once it happens, and most Cowboys fans who I speak to, they don't like that shit anyway. They don't really like the defense. So mainly that they got Jalen Smith. He's on Green Bay now. They released him. He was a key vital person on that defense, and I wouldn't have got rid of him. I don't care how much money I was going to pay his ass. He's a good player. He's a great player. And he's going to help Green Bay defense a lot, and we're going to see how that plays out towards the end of the season and going into the playoffs. Now, going into the keys to victory with the Jets, right? We're both 1-3, and the team that can make the less mistakes in this new environment, and who's going to be able to block the noise and focus on their job, like having non-conflicted wounds, which is one thing that Arthur Smith keeps talking about. If we can minimize that and execute, I think we'll be fine. Now, on the offensive side of the ball, Kyle Pitts and Hayden Hurst needs to take over this damn football game with Mike Davis. You know, they have to. And till this day, I have not seen Kyle Pitts. We know we want to see him lined up at the X. We've seen him on the goal line on the X running a little fade right as a little decoy. But I would love to see him run that slant. We know he can run a slant. Just give him a little fade. Like, come on. Just copy the same thing how Darren Waller is being used in Las Vegas. What's so wrong with that? Keep using the digs, put him in the slot, and let's work. Let him cook. Like, I feel like this is the game for him to shine. Like, Mike even said it. When Matt Ryan has a new toy, such as in Kyle Pitts, he make them into superstars. And this is the game to show why we picked him up at number 4. You know, like, it's so many keys to victory for this damn game. At the end of the day, I don't care how we do it as long as we got the damn W. That's all I want is fucking W. Go ahead.
What's been mostly our Achilles heel before even the play starts? Fucking penalties, man. Like, penalties, and it just sounds so freaking tedious to say. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, cut down the penalties and then you can win. That should be like every freaking week, part of the game plan every week, playing discipline. You know, like, stop being so handsy, Moreau. I mean, just trust what's in front of you, man. Like, if you want to say you want to be handsy, then play bumping run coverage, man. Would you stand off somebody for, and then you want to be handsy beyond 5 yards? That don't make any sense. They do that stuff in the bizarro world, man. That's backwards, man. Like, I want to be perfectly honest, because we always say, like, the game always starts in the trenches, and they got a guy that could wreck a game too. His name is Quinnen Williams, and he can wreck a game if he wants. You know, Robert Saleh is going to attack what our true weakness is, and he might just try to attack off our left guard, or our right tackle. I mean, he's going to do something. He might simply, he might do something. He might do what we don't know exactly what particularly he's going to do. I'm not going to subject myself to the torture of watching Jets games. So I really don't know, particularly what this defense is capable of. But when he was in San Francisco, he basically got he ran kind of similar, almost like a cover 3, like in San Francisco. He got a lot of pressure with the front 4. So I'm just going to say, and College Boy 3 said this, and Mayfield, the thing is about Mayfield is the fact that he has been playing better since his, that first game. So let's just give him a little bit of credit. But now that he's got like a couple of games under his belt, it's like he has to be able to play, because he's going to get baptized again, this game. He's going to be lined up across from like Quinnen Williams, and that's a large man that knows how to use his hands. So he's going to have to play discipline. That stadium is going to be rowdy, is going to be rocking. And they don't care who they're cheering for. They just cheering for a game. It's like a soccer match, man. So you're going to have to play discipline. It's not about any home team. Nobody has home field advantage over there. They make noise. That's what they do over there, okay? Second one, key victory is field position. Avery Williams more than likely is out. So this falls a lot on, CP, Cordarrelle Patterson. And if we can at least, start by like the 30-35 yard line or something like that, or even like maybe we could run one back, because the man is dangerous. He's capable of doing that. Then that's going to help tremendously. What could actually also happen is, we have to pay attention, because they're going to attack our defense on the slot. Jamison Crowder more than likely is going to play this game, and I believe that they know that we're going to have probably some inexperience at the slot position, and they may attack Fabian Moreau, but they more so may attack the slot position. Their strength is the slot, Jamison Crowder. So they're basically going to attack that, and they're going to do a lot of heavy lifting when it comes to the run game. So that's why I'm hoping that Mike Pennell comes in and is more than just a 20%, 10% rotational piece, that he's going to have to come in and he's going to try to free up Grady Jarrett to wreak some havoc. Put this game on Zach Wilson to win the game, because I don't think he's capable of doing it. Let him win the game for them. but not against that. What you got, Mike?
I just think the first two is going to go to the obvious. One, you got to stop Zach Wilson from improvising. So you got to get him off the spot and make him just do reckless things, make him see certain things that's not actually there. Two is you can't allow him to get in a rhythm. Um, is It's similar to the first one, but what I mean by rhythm is you can't allow him to like make the same throws over and over and over again. The same throws, like that's one thing you want to do. Make him throw the ball deep, make him throw to the left side, take away the right side. Like you got to do different things to make him think like a quarterback because he's not used to thinking. That's one thing about the college game that I absolutely hate. They think for the players. They look to the sideline and then, all right, I got this look, and then they make the decision. And they're not allowing the quarterback to make the decision. So he's not used to actually thinking during the game. He just does what his coach tells him to do. And, that's why a lot of them have issues, really making it in the NFL because they have to think. So you need to make him think as a quarterback. And the third one is just catch the goddamn ball. Defense and offense, just catch the damn ball. These are easy catches. The DBs, the wide receivers, they're just not catching it. I saw Hawkins, and I'm expecting Hawkins to really make some plays in this game because he made a play on the. It was another interception. Like there was an interception that nobody talked about him. He made an excellent play. He read the play perfectly, but he dropped the damn interception. So it just comes down to catching the damn ball. And one thing too, I want, and this probably has nothing to do with the keys, but I just thought about this, is that everybody get used to, like, we want a guy who can throw the ball like Aaron Rodgers, but a lot of people don't realize it's like just because he can throw hard doesn't mean those receivers are used to, like, they can't, not everybody can catch a hard pass. We learned that watching Michael Vick, Brett Favre. Like, it's been plenty of times where receivers said, damn, Brett Favre done broke my fucking fingers because he's throwing the damn ball and I'm standing right in front of him. So it's like, it's easier to catch from a guy like Matt Ryan and Tom Brady because they don't blaze everything. Every time they stand in front of you, you're throwing the ball 100 miles an hour. It's like, those are not easy things to do because it's only guys like a guy like I just say Algie Crumpler. Like Algie Crumpler, he was the only guy who could really catch Michael Vick ball because everything was damn hard. So I think, why am I saying this? Because these receivers, they're used to how Matt Ryan, Christian Blake, Frank Darby, these guys are used to Matt Ryan, and they're going to be called to do some things. And Calvin Ridley is not going to be there. He's not going to be there. They're not going to have that pressure to be that number one because Matt Ryan going to spread the ball around, and we know when Matt Ryan doesn't have that number one, that Julio, that Calvin Ridley, or whoever, he shines when he spread the ball around. So I honestly think it's probably going to be one of the bigger games because Matt Ryan is going to spread the ball around.
Yeah. I mean,
definitely gonna spread.
You got it. I mean, he's gonna have to, but there's definitely like a lot of mismatches that we could take advantage of, and I believe it comes at our tight end position. If Frank Darby plays, I expect him to be more of a tone setter as well, because he don't. And that's why I said, like, we put the hashtag Dirty Darby in the comment section, But I think this guy can actually be a tone setter, a guy that can go over the middle. I told Mad Mike plenty of times, I'm like, this guy reminds me, like, his energy and his play style reminds me a lot of Roddy White. Like, he reminds me, like, it's almost like a split image of the guy, man. Like, he's not a very big guy, but he plays big.
He just is infectious.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that he could be a steal for us if he can just get on the field and and work. And I think if there's any time for him to do it, the injuries dictate that he can do it now. So if he's gonna play, like let him go out there, and play. The man has some sort of chemistry with Matt. We saw that in the preseason. He has some chemistry with that. So it's not like chemistry is the issue. And I think he's a little bit bigger than Calvin Ridley, but when he catches the ball, he goes north south. He plants that foot and goes north south. He turns his shoulders towards that end zone and he'll try to run through an arm tackle. We ain't getting that from a certain somebody. With the stars, we ain't
that's
getting
that yak. That's that yak. We spoke about it before. Yards after the catch, and Darby did show a little bit of that in the preseason. So we'll see what these receivers will do. All of the three of these receivers gonna get their opportunity. Blake, Darby, Alameda. So we're gonna see what they could do, man. And Christian Blake and Alameda, especially, their experience, and they've been on the team a good amount of years with Matt Ryan. So the chemistry is somewhat there, and we'll see how that plays out. Now, Arthur Smith, like we already said it, like he's gonna switch it up a little bit. I expect him to do so this week. If it's not this week, but definitely in Miami, like he got to open up a little bit. Like we all know that he's creative and he has some trick plays in that playbook. We know he got the tight end screen, so it's like, it's a primetime game. The world is watching, man. Make it exciting, make it fun, and do what you got to do to get the W. Like, he got to open it up a little bit. Don't be too conservative. I understand you got to control the clock a little bit. Time of possession is very crucial part of this game, but don't be shy now. Let's go. Let's get this W.
Oh, shit, man. Like, that whole shyness BS is out the window, man. Like, it's time to just start smashing people in the face. Like, to show me. Because I remember at one point, once upon a time, there was a time I think we was, like, out of the playoffs, and I think we started just, like, wrecking quarterbacks, like, left and right. I forgot what year that was. I think we almost halfway killed Tony Banks when he was on the Houston Texans. I forgot what year that was. I don't know if that was the 07 season. I think it was before Matt Ryan got here. I think that might have been the 07 season where I think we were just like out of it and we just started just like killing quarterbacks like left and right. I remember that year fondly. Yeah, I think that was 07 where we was just like, yo, screw it, man. Like you just got to get mad and just start just like, what did Marshawn Lynch say? Run through a motherfucker's face. Like just start doing stuff like that, like run through an MF's face. What he said, over and over and over and over. That's what you got to do.
Yo, Brian.
What's up? What's up, bro?
My fault. This dude, Brian Peoples, man, I gotta shout this dude out. This is big, right? He said, 1, finish the play, 2, pressure, and 3, cut out the crazy penalties. That's big. But my biggest thing is finish, because that was one thing we did not do last week with finish. Like we've been there, we've been in the proper position, and we've been in phase to make the plays. Now you have to do is finish, and I'm glad he brought it because he reminded me. I had that in my notes, and I ain't bring that up today, but that was what it was finish. Like we're in position to make all the plays. We're just not finishing nothing. Like you got to finish the play, catch the ball at the highest point, make that block, and let's go.
That just seems like that's just indicative of how, what we've seen from the Falcons from like the Dan Quinn era, something that he's always been preaching, but he never executes like that. It's always been like, finish the play and do all this little rah-rah stuff and whatnot, It's about time that we just get some dogs out there and just do it. And I know I'm beating this man up in the, on this show, but Stephen
he deserves every bit of it too.
And shout out Trauma Locks, man. Like, one thing we ain't ever did was finish. And that's what it is. It's always something like that where it's like you're always like a day late and $1 short. And I'm just gonna leave it at that. But what we're gonna do now is if you got some questions for us, like regarding like, whatever it's like, Falcons football, or if you're from like another squad, you like a little squad and you want to just like, pick up your team, this is your opportunity to do so now. You know, this is a community. We ain't gonna beat you up. Just come with some facts or whatever like that. You know, and we're just gonna put it like that. So just start putting your questions in the comment section, whatever you think that you know, you want us to answer. You know, just make sure it's not some stupid questions or whatever. You know,
it could be about anything. You know, we got the fight tonight. You know, we was talking about that, so we could probably address that a little bit on, you know, who you guys got on the fight with Fury and Tyson.
I don't like Wilder, man. I just want Tyson to get his brains in, man. I can't stand that dude. Looking off
After that last performance, yeah.
Like,
Squad.
hey, what are you mad for? You got beat up.
Look, man, that guy coming in. I mean, he's coming in at 275 pounds, baby. I mean, where's the fight going to be? It's going to be in Vegas. Maybe if he could catch a flight and come over to London, we could put him. You know, I don't know what size helmet he wear, but we could put him like alongside Grady Jarrett. He looked like he could push the pile a little bit.
Oh, he's a big cat.
Nah, but it's definitely gonna be a good fight tonight. I think if Wilder don't come more technical and more sound and really box, because Wilder's always known for trying to get the knockout. While Fury is more of a bigger guy, so he got to be able to shoot that jab and move his head, and that's one thing I haven't really seen from Wilder like that. So this is the time to show them new combinations, what you got. Because if you just trying to hit that haymaker the same way, the same game plan, it's the same outcome is going to happen again, and it's going to look bad at the end of the day. So this is most likely going to be the last shot for Wilder anyway, because Fury going to come correct anyway. We know what he bringing.
Mm-hmm.
We got our first question here.
For a big guy. He's a dancer for a big guy. He can move around. That's
right. He's boxing.
You can't just come in there with them haymakers with him. He's too big, and he got some. Like I said, he got some feet. He can move around for a big guy. So you better showcase your skills, all your skills. See what you've been doing these last few months. Because if you don't, it's gonna be ugly. Because Tyson can he can throw some hands in there too, man. He got some knockout power too. So.
Yeah,
it's going to be interesting. I can tell you that much.
Yeah,
I just love heavyweight
fighting. From Cortez Network.
I just love heavyweight fighting.
Yeah.
Is it crazy to think we're the worst team in NFC South? That's our first question.
I don't think we're the worst team. We're just not executing. I don't think we just aren't executing. That's what we talking about. The worst team is like we got no talent. You're not making any plays. Like we're making plays. We're just not finishing plays. That's what we talk about. We got to finish. These guys are almost in every. Even in the Philly game, I didn't think we was out of it. We just like we weren't executing. We was moving the ball. It just wasn't finishing the drives, finishing. You know, opportunities we had, like we're just not finishing. So, like the worst team, we're just not finishing.
Mm-hmm.
I agree, and don't let this.
If that's what Cortez Network thinks.
What you said?
Ahead, now I was saying, like, I mean, if Cortez Network is talking about record-wise, I get it, and I guess a lot of people is buying the Kool-Aid because it's like what we was talking about, like in the pregame meeting. It looks like it's like an arms race right now because everybody thinks they got a shot to win at the NFC South. So that's why you see Stephon Gilmore and C.J. Henderson going to the Panthers, and you see Richard Sherman going to, you know, the Buccaneers and whatnot. It's like everybody really is making a push right now to win the NFC South because it looks like nobody's scared of the Bucs anymore. You know, it's like we can just shut down their receivers, which it looks like it can be done. You know, because they look like they're playing for January. Like their head is not even like in the season right now. So they like, look, if we can just like sneak a couple of wins on them, we'll be all right, you know? So everybody, it's like an arms race right now. So what was you going to say, Rich?
I was going to say that the Panthers and the Saints, I feel like they definitely still have more bad football to show. I think a lot of people is so sold on Carolina so early, like they just lost. But I don't think we know what Carolina really is. and I think they're still going to end up showing themselves as well as with Jameis Winston. And we see that there's a lot of teams, and I'm paying attention close to the whole NFC. There's a lot of 1-3 teams right now. We're not the only 1-3 teams and 2-2 teams, like I stated before. This is still an early season, right? And we're gonna see this extra 17th game that they added on. We're gonna see how crucial this is gonna be. And it's gonna play a big factor this season. A lot of guys gonna have to play that last game, and teams are gonna get opportunity to fight for that wild card and to get into the playoffs. And that's definitely going to play out like that this season, for sure. Definitely for sure. But we got to win this game, one game at a time. And I could see us going 3-3 after, Miami.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Long as we don't make Jacoby Brissett look like the second coming of Tom Brady, that's another winnable game,
Right.
As long as we don't make quarterbacks look like superstars and whatnot, they don't get that Madden rating bumped up. We'll be okay. Okay. But as of right now, our job is just to get Big Mike Pennell out there to stop this run, because I really think they're going to try to run directly down our throats. Get Big Mike out there and have him plug up that middle and let Grady Jarrett work and let these linebackers fly to the ball. That's the strength. It's always been a strength of our defense since we got these athletes out here. I like exactly what Mike said when he said that we should have either Debo or Foye play that safety position, kind of like a box safety, so that you can bring in a Michael Walker, And who you want to identify? Dean P said that. It's like you could put guys and interchange them around. So how you want to identify the Mike? You don't know who the Mike is. If 45 is in the secondary, or 54 is in the secondary, and 45 is out wide, it's like, who's the Mike? You don't know who's coming. But again, just like I said, it all comes down to execution. You have the plays. All you gotta do is execute them. It's a winnable game. I don't know what else to say besides that. Mike, you got anything?
No, that's pretty much it, man. Like you said, man, it just come down to finishing plays, man. We can't be diving at quarterbacks like he's Superman or something. Like I'm tired of seeing that. That really made me angry to see Dante Fowler. I've never seen a defensive lineman. I don't remember last time I seen a defensive lineman diving at a quarterback. Like, he literally dove at the quarterback. That's not something that they teach you.
He leave his feet a lot, yeah.
That's not proper.
He ain't Troy Polamalu, man.
No, man. We can't be having Troy Polamalu. That dude gave all his coaches but he finished no plays. I know he gave his coaches hell, boy.
But guys like that, you gotta take the good with the bad. So if a dude like that is willing to jump over the powerful, to get a block kick or whatever, it's like, you let that, because the greatness comes with the gamble.
He finished though, but that's what it comes down to. You if you gonna do stuff like that, make sure you make the play. And he's not making those plays. So you can do all that all you want to, but you're not making the play. So it's hurting the team by not finishing the play.
Well, let's see. College Boy said, hate to look so far after the season, but the Falcons got to draft Jordan Davis or someone from that other defense. Let me tell you something, man. Everybody at AFN has been preaching to get big ass 99, from straight red to the red and black, like straight up, that's what they've been saying. Mike, has been, driving that bandwagon. He wants big old 99 to go basically from the straight red of Uga to the dirty bird of the red and black. That's what he wants, So that's okay.
If we want to do like that, because we always, every year since I can remember, we can't never get a D tackle in the first round, right? They always gone. They get taken early. So would you guys want to have somewhat of a similar bad record to the point where we have a top 5 pick again? Would you guys want to go through a season like that just to get
Hell no.
this type of player? I'm just asking. I just gotta throw that
man. No. I'm not thinking about like the. I mean, you know, I'm not thinking about the certain letters in the alphabet. I ain't thinking about T-A-N-N-K. I ain't thinking about that.
I'm trading Calvin really ass to get that monster because Grady need a playmate and we need a dominant defense. I'm sick and tired of having, you know, the worry about whether or not we can close games out. And great, like I said, Grady, you need to finally invest in Grady. They have yet to invest in Grady, so Grady need playmates. It's really that simple.
Yeah. Tev Sports and Gaming said, who y'all think is starting in the slot? I guess we mean tomorrow. Now, who y'all think is starting in the slot tomorrow?
Everybody.
I think I'm starting in the slot tomorrow, man.
Yeah, everybody. Me, you, Rich, we take turns.
Hell yeah. Rotate. Just send me off the edge. I'll be all right.
That's it, man. I mean, I guarantee Rich will probably, you know, run through a motherfucker's face. I guarantee you probably run through a motherfucker's face and not just run into the blob. I guarantee you that. You know, that whole like, you know, a move and then I don't know what to do after that. You just have like one move. You know what I'm saying? Like I can't get that, man.
But we're praying that we will see Richie Grant at least.
Yeah, I'm thinking.
You know what I mean?
I don't think they're gonna announce it until 12 o'clock when the active roster. You see the active roster, and they announce, you know, during that time that he's gonna see a lot of significant amount of snaps.
Yeah. Oh, just to let y'all know again, for those that came in late, the game is at 9:30 Eastern. You know, for our West Coast family, it's at 6:30. So you better set your alarm clock, man. It's 6:30 a.m.
You up drinking all day.
You took the words right out of my mouth, Mike. Do not be up late drinking. Honestly, I don't know who's gonna be up, you know, like 9:30 in the morning drinking. You know, like watch this game. Like, I don't know if you up 9:30 in the morning drinking during, you know, on a Sunday morning, maybe. I mean, I don't think the Atlanta Falcons being 1-3 is the best of your problems. If you up 9:30 in the morning drinking, man.
Look. Another thing I would say, like obviously last week it was a bad Sunday for me. Obviously, the way how we lost, but tomorrow we're playing first just to start off this week. So I need to feel good to watch all these other football games, feeling good knowing I got my W taken care of. You know what I mean? And waiting for other teams in the NFC South and the good records right now to lose. So that's all I'm looking for right now. Teams in the NFC just having bad records, just so we can catch up and be part of the talk and conversation. And I believe we will at 3-3 once that time comes. You know, that's 2 or 3 weeks from now. But for my final thoughts, though, like this was definitely always a great show. You know, I appreciate everybody in the comments, man. Y'all was live. Y'all was active. You know, we was talking about so many different things. Great points. You guys even brought out great points for us to talk about. Always grateful for the opportunity for Atlanta Falcons Nation, Mad Mike, and all the affiliates. You know, shout out to Miss Maggie. You know, always a pleasure joining my New York brother. You know, my son Kev. You know, holding it down, Magnus. You know, Twisted not here, but you know he'll show up. I definitely got to catch you guys during the week one day on the show. I gotta get in. I gotta get on during the week at some point. But yeah, man, love is love, man. Everybody have a blessed afternoon and keep that energy going. Libra gang, let's go.
My final thought is this. And College Boy 3, you and I in the same boat, bro. And he says, I hope the Falcons don't have me drinking at 10 a.m. Okay? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to be watching the game and before my cereal gets soggy, you know, shout out to all the cereal eaters, but before my cereal gets soggy, this game is already out of hand. All right? We're not sending this team over there to London to get embarrassed. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's an old saying, like in the black community, when you used to have a fight on the block. It's like, don't bring your ass back in this house unless you like you either fight them or you fight me. So it's like, don't come back here 1-4 and expect the Mercedes-Benz Superdome to be packed. All right, do not come back here with that mess. All right, because all you're gonna hear is Jordan Davis. That's all you want to hear every home game, man. Because people want to be sick and tired, man. We already gonna be looking at us at AFN. We're gonna go game to game to game. But the fan base is already gonna check out on you. We already got embarrassed at home, too many times. And as AFN affiliates, as AFN hosts and content creators, well, we've been trying to say, like, go out and support the team, but we can only say but so much if the product is not on the field that's supporting what we say. Matt Ryan, Grady Jarrett, Debo, and the rest of them, it's like they're going to come out and they're going to produce. But it's up to the little guys, the guys that have to go and do their job. No more diving, Dante Fowler. No more diving at everybody's feet. Knowing damn well he's sitting there practicing social distancing. He's 6 feet from somebody. He want to dive 6 feet. Come on, man. Like, stop that, man. Stop all that. Like I just ain't got. Just come back with a dub. That's it. 2-3 or stay over there. Okay, just stay over there. What you got? What you got, Mike?
I ain't really got much nice things to say. I'll just say this. Kind of echo what you pretty much stated. Y'all got to help the real fans. I ain't talking to all y'all haters. Y'all don't believe anyway, so y'all ass can go somewhere else. But if you don't believe to begin with, like I said, this doesn't apply to you. But you got to give real fans and just fans in general something to work with. You can't keep telling, okay, support, and you're losing in ways you shouldn't be losing to. That's why I made this statement on Atlanta Sports Unlimited with Terrence Mathis, is that you keep losing the teams that you should be beating, you're going to lose my respect for you. It's really just that simple. I can't keep capping for you if you're going to continuously, lose the team you shouldn't lose. We should not lose to the Jets. There's no damn way we should lose to the Jets. We're vastly and far more talented team than those guys. It's not even close. They got their corners. I can't even name their corners. I don't know who the hell these guys are. I don't think neither one of those guys was drafted in the first 3 rounds.
I think
that tells you everything that you know.
Nah.
You know what I'm saying? Mm-mm. So there's no reason why we should not rip that team apart, limb from limb. All right, we should rip them limb from limb. There's no excuses why this Falcons team should not beat them. They are so much more better than them, even when you have a good front seven. But they should win. They should come out with this win. Yeah. And it should be at least a 2. It should be at least a 2-score win, at least that.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I agree with that. We got to run up the score on them. Just to talk about Tony Wright's comment, Bless Austin's. That's I don't know if he's still on the team. Bless, I do know him personally. Is one dude played against me in high school as well. We got a lot of dudes from the city. Went to campus Magnet, shout out to him. But I believe he's on the Seahawks right now. I don't think he's still on the Jets anymore. But I just wanted to address that part. But yeah, man, special teams too. Got to be. We're gonna see what this punter does this game. He's gonna have an opportunity for him. What's his name?
He can't be no worse. Colquitt. He's on the Chiefs.
Okay.
He can't be no worse than Cam. Shit, man.
Nah, he can't, man. Take that job, man. That's an opportunity right there. That's the point of the game, is to take people's job.
Right.
Mm-hmm. That's what NFL stands for, not for long. But all right, so we're gonna wrap this up so y'all can go and enjoy y'all college football Saturday and get enough rest, for tomorrow, because I want to hear every last person from Georgia, all y'all Falcons fans from Georgia. I want to hear y'all screaming all the way from New York. All right, so from Magnus, your host, Rich the Headhunter, and Mad Mike, we out, man. Appreciate y'all. We're going to see y'all next week on Red Clay Sports Morning Show. Later.
Peace.